Do you guys remember this? All of these are hurting. They are hurting the economy. These taxes are hurting. And therefore, you are not going to get the growth. And when you don't get the growth, you will not get the revenue. And when you don't get the revenue, you go back to increasing taxes to get the revenue. And then you are in a cyclical downward spiral. And so they have it wrong. And we will change that particular policy. We will use the tax incentives to grow this economy. Yeah. Familiar voice, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Vice President of the Republic of Ghana.
Yes, when he was a candidate, that's how he felt about taxes. Now that he's managing the economy as the head of the economic management team, this is what's happening. But it's not the only thing that he said to us before the election, which today people are asking questions about. Do you remember when he said this?
In the first 2 years of an MPP administration, under this Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication program, where every constituency will get $1 million every year for rural and deprived communities, under this program, there should be no village or community in Ghana after the first 2 years that would have a water problem or a toilet problem.
That was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Look, we all talk about plugging the loop, the holes in the system,
yes,
as one of the ways in which things could actually be cheaper and easier for us as a nation. This is what the Vice President said when he was a candidate about corruption. If you are a nation of laws, you've got to enforce the laws. I mean, the procurement process, as we all know, this Smarties contract went for procurement approval after it had already been awarded. The whole process of the award of that contract really stinks. You know, and there have to have been people who saw this thing through. Of course, the minister resigned, but she could not have had been the only person who authorized this transaction to take place. There are people, I mean, in complete violation of our laws, and so even if you are going to get the money back, you will need to set some standards so that there is a deterrence for people to do this. So now people know that if you steal money, once you are caught, well, they will just give you some time to pay back. Now, without that deterrence, then of course everybody is going to try to steal as much as possible. So I think that it's very sad, that approach, and I think this is really why Nana Akufo-Addo made the point that fight against corruption in this sense is really a sham. It's really a sham. The fight against corruption was a sham because deals were described as what? Stinking deals, right? Because they signed the contract before they came for approval.
And interestingly, when it was a sham, the Corruption Perception Index, their lowest is the highest now.
Yes, imagine that.
The sham practice led to what conceivably, comparatively, their lowest during that period is the highest that we have under this government.
Imagine that. So here's the thing that even disturbs me the most. If something as simple as signing a contract before coming for it to be ratified can be described as stinking, then how do we have frontiers?
Well, and a lot more anyway.
And it's just one example, right? As for them, even license card they didn't have for 3 months.
Yeah.
So what has happened? And apparently the president says he's satisfied with his fight against corruption, right?
Yeah, very much so.
On CNN.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, okay. There was more. There was more. I remember that when Dr. Bawumia was accosted before a program and was being asked about, what their policies are going to be on the economy if they win, he had such a lyrical response to the media.
I want to leave that to breathe, that we are going to build a new economy, a different economy, and you will be hearing a little bit more, because you cannot just criticize without providing alternatives, and we are going to, and we have, anyway.
You can tell us something as to what exactly.
I'm telling you, it's an exciting, I will tell you what it is not. It is not a doomsday economy. It is not a dead goat economy. It is not a friends and family economy.